This is your Fox 47 News Flash.
Welcome to your Fox 47 News Flash from the Digital Newsroom. I'm Chris Lewis, and these are the top stories that we're following. An increasing number of Michigan classrooms are being led by long-term substitutes who aren't certified teachers. That's according to a report done by Bridge Magazine. The report says 2,500 state classrooms were taught by substitutes in the 2018-19 school year, which is a tenfold increase in just 5 years. Experts say that the jump in substitutes is a major issue, especially if nothing is done about it. First of all, you're going to continue to see the long-term sub-crisis grow. If we don't do something, especially in our poorest communities with students who need the most help, we're going to continue to see long-term subs filling those positions. The opportunity that students are losing because of this plethora of long-term substitutes, that's the real issue that we're trying to deal with, Doug Pratt, Director of Public Affairs for the Michigan Education Association, said. A former Michigan State University student is charged with kidnapping and sexually assaulting a man. Prosecutors say that he lured his victim into a dorm room with the promise of meeting a MSU football player. Investigators say that Aaron Gerard told the victim he was roommates with MSU quarterback Brian Lewerke, and they say that he promised a meet and greet that turned out to be a setup for an assault. MSU Detective Kelly Johnson told the judge at a hearing in September that Aaron Gerard met the victim while walking home from a bar last April. The accuser told police that once he got to Gerard's dorm room in Abbott Hall, that Gerard locked the door and began kissing him. MSU Detective Johnson testified that the victim told Gerard multiple times no and tried fighting him off for 20 minutes, and that Gerard told the victim that he would have to perform a sex act if he wanted to leave. The accusers say that he did and then ran out of the room, leaving behind his clothing, according to the court records. Gerard's attorney, Robert Easterly, released the following statement. My client maintains his innocence and vehemently denies the allegations in this matter. The accusations were so surprisingly outlandish that Mr. Gerard voluntarily submitted to and passed a polygraph examination, the results of which have been forwarded to the Ingham County Prosecutor's Office. Mr. Gerard has been wrongfully accused and is extremely upset about the impact that this has had on his life and the potential damage to his reputation and his future. But we are also confident that as this case progresses and the facts come to light, that he will be proved innocent of any and all wrongdoing. Gerard is charged with first-degree criminal sexual conduct, kidnapping, and attempted sexual assault. He faces up to life in prison if convicted. A court hearing is scheduled on Friday morning in the case of a gay rights activist accused of intentionally starting a fire that destroyed his Jackson County home in 2017. Prosecutors say that Nikki Jolly started the August 2017 fire at his home on Pringle Avenue that killed his 5 pets. The case in Jackson County is on hold right now. In August, the Michigan Court of Appeals agreed to hear arguments in the case. Jolly is appealing a ruling made by Jackson County Circuit Court Judge John McBain that an email between Jolly and his attorneys did not contain privileged information. Investigators had executed a search warrant on Jolly's computer and obtained an email between Jolly and his attorneys discussing the case. In an email, Jolly mentions that the location of the lawnmower and gas can that Jolly asked his neighbors to hold onto for him. His attorneys argue police only found the 2 witnesses because they read an email between Jolly and his attorney. Jolly is charged with first-degree arson and faces up to life in prison if convicted. A hearing in the case is scheduled to happen at 9 a.m. on Friday, November 8th. Lansing police are investigating a robbery of a Quality Dairy on the city's south side. Officers with the Lansing Police Department responded to a report of a robbery at 11:40 p.m. on Thursday, November 7th at the Quality Dairy on East Kavanaugh Road. A man walked into the store, indicated that he had a weapon, and demanded money from a store employee, police said. The suspect was wearing a ski mask and left the store with an undisclosed amount of cash before officers arrived on scene. No one was hurt. A K-9 unit was brought in to track the suspect, but the track was not successful and no arrests have been made. Anyone with information regarding the robbery is asked to call the Lansing Police Department at 517-483-4600. Learn more about all of these and all of Mid-Michigan's breaking news on fox47news.com.